The Salopian Mixtape with Michaela and Simon Berry. Bringing you Shropshire's best new music.
Hello, you're listening to the Salopian Mixtape. I am Simon Berry, and with me as ever is
Michaela Wild, and we're in a very unusual location because this isn't somewhere that regularly has music on. You might hear the clinking of balls in the background is because we are, don't laugh,
I'm not laughing.
We're at BallPoint in Oakengates in Telford, and around us are some humongous snooker tables. They are absolutely ginormous.
They're proper full-size snooker tables.
With covers and everything. There's some wonderful pool tables to the right of us, huge screens showing all the Olympics at the moment and Sky Sports over there, and then a whole row of dartboards behind us as well. This is properly like a little haven if you like these kinds of sports. I'm really pleased that we've come here because it's a very different location for us to record. It's a very comfortable location because we've got a nice cosy little corner, and well, it just so happens that a couple of Shropshire musicians are in the building as well.
Indeed.
It's like we planned it.
Yeah, it's almost like there was some sort of forethought in this. You will be hearing today from Lewis Bates and Kieran Hayes, who are otherwise known as Loose Lips, and also, yes, I did like hand gestures there. And I shouldn't have. But yeah, Loose Lips.
You're a cool guy.
Too cool for school. So you'll be hearing from them. They've been working together for a decade and a half, and they are best buds, and they're really cool. And they have a lot of thoughts and interesting activities within the Shropshire music scene. So, there's a lot of artists that we've played, I think, and certainly at the other place as well.
At the other place and at this place.
That's been produced by Lewis, who is also known as LP Trip. So you'll hear all about that a little bit later on in today's show. And
also the highlight, of course, is going to be our fun little game that we've put together. Little do they know it, but we've done a snooker-themed kind of quick-fire quiz for them.
Yes. Stay tuned for that, because it is silly, but also I think we'll get some really interesting stuff out of them.
Yeah, I hope so. But speaking of interesting stuff, every single week we bring you a tune, an album track from our local release of the series. Now, last series we had Angels and Demons from the fabulous Adele and Andy from Market Drayton, a brilliant country album that just took us through a variety of different feels and really showed off the skill that they have as a duo. And this series is the tremendous Telford rapper, Mr. Trademark Blud.
Yes, we are playing for you a different track each week from his album Tetracyclics.
Or Tetracyclics.
Or Tetracyclics. Or Tetracyclics. We've decided that, because you can say it both ways, quite aware that Trademark is saying Tetracyclics quite a lot, but if we say Tetracyclics and alternate all the time, if one of us says one, got to say the other way.
The other has to say Tetracyclics. I can't remember which one you said.
That's right. So then we'll let the man explain a little bit about himself first, and then just about the song Behind the Smile here on the Salopian Mixtape. Hand it over to Mr. Trademark Blud.
Bringing you Shropshire's best new music. The Salopian Mixtape.
My name's Trademark Blud. I'm a rapper from Telford, born and bred, still live in Telford. I describe my sound as hip-hop / rap, UK hip-hop. I don't really stick to a particular style of rap or lyricism. I can do anything from boom bap to grime to acoustic to Afrobeat, drum and bass, pretty much anything really. And it's all rooted in lyricism and using lyrics and rap music and rap vocals to convey thoughts, feelings and emotions. I don't really stick to any particular genre. I can be very experimental. Some music I do you wouldn't describe as hip-hop really, but it's still got the roots of the lyricism and the rap, which is my speciality. Track number 5, taken from my album Tetracyclics, is called Behind the Smile. This is another personal song, as many of the songs on the album are. This is an exploration into my childhood and the regrets I have and how I managed to turn it all around.
Is this real?
You see, one thing I've come to know, sometimes the ones that you always see smiling, laughing and caring about others, sometimes, brother, they're the ones that most suffer. Look behind the smile. You see, my heart is good, but I've always been drawn to bad. 6 years skipping school was as small as that. Stealing and lying, fearing and crying, but I always knew that I was born to rap. As I enter double figures, increasing, mischieving, substance abuse, still thieving, getting beatings. Back home when police knocked the door, but my 12th year was a shock to us all. At 13, doing time in prison, regular bloody knuckles, never tried to listen. Released at 16 with a wider mission, take over the streets and acquire position. Immersed in gang culture with 5 addictions. Left home, left school, no wise decisions. Slept on the street, stole food to eat. Housed at 17, that was my remission. If I only could, I'd make a deal with the God above. If I only could, I'd ask to come back once more just to show you love. If I only could, I'd give you all hugs and make sure you're all good. If I only could, believe me I would. If I only could. Late teens to early 20s, I distribute food and was earning plenty, but squandered it all on the birds and Henny. My abuse got worse, I wouldn't work for pennies. Going crazy in the night time, screaming at the clouds, headbutting and punching the walls and being loud off the rails in a major way. That's when I realized I had to make escape away. I took a pew with a bird's eye view, finally seeing that I lost it. My girl and my people were disloyal and toxic. I snapped myself out of it and told myself, you got this, and never turned back. Man, it felt like an apocalypse. Now I'm living comfortably, unit degree and bubbly, on my own company, none of this happened suddenly. Wife puts her love on me, I teach kids to hustle P. To top it off, Don Spitter in my country. Sometimes I wonder, will my past ever come for me? Out the bits without a scuff on my kicks. This to my old school people who still got love for me. We were just kids all caught up in the mix. If I only could, I'd make a deal with the God above. If I only could, I'd ask to come back once more just to show you love. If I only could, I'd give you all hugs and make sure you're all good. If I only could, believe me I would. If I only could. I dedicate this song to Isaac, Kaya, Terrell, all the rest of my fam. Love you. Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Keep your head up. Yeah.
That was Trademark Blud and Behind the Smile. It is track 5 from Tetracyclics.
Yes, that's right. So Tetracyclics is the new album from Trademark Blud, which you can currently buy as the Salopian mixtape release of the series. You can go to Wellington to Spinning Around Records, or you can go to Bridgenorth to 2x2, where you could buy that very album on CD, or, very nice, a full 12-inch red vinyl, which is delightful. It's limited edition, so get them while they are hot, and they're red hot.
Now, what I absolutely love about this album, having listened to it, and I think it's important if you're going to listen to an album to listen to the entire journey, the entire process from start to finish, so you get a sense of what the artist's intention was with it, yeah, and the direction they wanted to go in. Now, last week we played you a track which was a bit tongue-in-cheek, a bit cheeky, if you will. I would say that was probably my favourite track of the album because of it. It made me smile. But this was the other track that I felt we really needed to put at the forefront as one of the first tunes that we'd play from Tetracyclics.
Tetracyclics, correct. Yeah, because it's one of those ones which is a real proper reflection of Trademark Blud and his upbringing, his life, and you get to learn a lot about him and how far he's come and the mistakes that he's made and how he's made up for it as well. And to see the man that he is today, it is an incredible journey, and I am incredibly proud of him. Here we go.
It really is one of those that you feel like he's really let you into his world. Not only is he kind of, as you say, not only is he's shared the good stuff, he's also been upfront about some of the things that maybe he looks back and maybe he's not quite as proud of as he is about some of the amazing things that he's doing now. But then, do you know what? You look back and you think, would you be the person you are now if you hadn't been the person that you had been? And some of the stuff that Tim Rogers, also known as Trademark Blud, is doing now for the music scene, for the local community, for, inspiring other artists. I mean, he really is a truly inspirational bloke. And if you weren't inspired by his music in general and, just seeing him out there doing what he does best, hearing that track and really actually listening to what he's been through and his experiences in life, it makes you go, goodness me, you are unbelievable.
Yeah, even if the music isn't your thing, you've got to appreciate the man because it's absolutely incredible.
Yeah.
So he's been working on his music for years and years and years, and one of the people who he has worked with is LP Trip, who is Lewis Bates, who we're going to hear from in just a moment, along with Kieran Hayes from Loose Lips.
The Salopian Mixtape with Michaela Wild and Simon Berry.
It is the Salopian Mixtape, and we're in a rather unusual venue.
We are a little bit. You might see some fruities behind me, or eventually when somebody starts playing on it you might hear it, but we're in a snooker hall, aren't we?
Well, there's snooker down the bottom, there's some ball being played over there, there's darts behind me, and it's a really cool place, and we've come to meet really cool people.
Where are they?
Of course, Loose Lips, and we'll hear music from yourselves in a few moments. We're going to talk about both of you and your music and yourselves as a duo and some of the works that you've been doing independently as well. But first, because we're at an interesting location, we thought it would be really fun to get to know you a little bit better. And how did we think we'd do this?
It's very simple, because you guys have come here tonight to play pool.
Snooker.
Get it right?
Oh my god.
Oh, I
Don't ever say that.
sorry,
Simon, you've ruined these are our snooker cues. Snooker cues. Come
I
on.
like that, dude.
So we're going through each and every colour of the balls that you have to pot in order.
Hopefully, unless I've done it wrong.
We will.
He'll let you know.
I mean, if we get this wrong, please feel free to leave a comment on this. So we'll start off with red. What was the last book you read?
How old am I? When was primary school?
Or magazine, or interesting online article about anything.
Okay, so mine was something really ridiculous. So I'm autistic and I have hyperfocuses, and my last one was wind farms and the effect that it has on agriculture. So I did a mock paper on it and studied it.
Wow. What did you find? Good or bad?
Depends who you're asking.
Okay, that's fair. Kieran, what about you?
It's quite easy for me because I only ever read when I go on holiday. So the last book I read was the Tyson Fury autobiography. So,
There we go.
Any good? It's a good book.
it is pretty good. I just think it's a bit. I don't think it's really wrote or by himself. I
Right.
think someone's interviewed him, took bullet points, and then made up some.
Filled in the blanks.
There you go. Yes. I don't want to say lies because probably not lies, might be lies, but yeah, just made it sound a bit more exciting. It probably.
Bit of a dramatisation.
There we go. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm the same though. I like a book on a holiday is a bit. I never get a chance to read a book in normal time, so holiday reads is the one, isn't it?
That's it. Yeah.
Right. So we've had red. Of course, you have to pot a red,
Yeah.
and then the first colour. Hopefully, you're not going to shout to me. Yellow.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. Now we're reaching a little with this.
No, it's perfect. What are you on about? Shall I?
Okay. Go for it.
What was the last thing you had to yell over a crowd at a gig? Yell over.
Ladies, please. Ladies, please, come on. Come on.
Just removing
orderly
a
queue.
pair of pants off your shoulder.
Yeah. The last thing, I don't know about the last thing. We've got lots of times we have shouted at people for various reasons.
Oh, sorry.
Actually, what about the woman? The cakes?
Yeah. See, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Oh, they can be good.
Yeah.
It's a good yell.
So that's a good yell.
What are you thinking of?
But I was thinking of something that someone yelled at hush once.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's a bit in the song that we do. Lewis doesn't look like the stereotypical rapper. Okay. So, but he's very good. Right? I'm a bit biased, but he is very good. And there's a part of a song where he raps, and then he says, "I'm going to rap twice as fast." But he's playing a gig once, and this guy from the back of the room went, "No, you're not." And I think it's always stuck, really. It's always stuck with us.
So every gig now, when I say that line, I do this specific part of the song. Keno shouts, "No, you're not."
So you turned it into panto, basically.
It's pantomime. We've stooped to that level in our journey through music. That we're 14, nearly 15 years in, and it's basically pantomime. Yeah.
Very, very good pantomime.
Yeah.
All right, so we've had red, we've had yellow, and we're on to potting green.
Okay. Yeah.
Happy with that? Okay,
Yeah.
haven't been told off so far. Go on.
Mate, okay, yeah. Whose superpower are you most jealous of causing the green-eyed monster? Jealousy. Come on. Whose superpower are you most jealous of?
That's a really good one, actually.
Yeah.
There's a few good ones, man. You're gonna have a lot of people who get asked that question. "Oh, I'd like to be able to fly, and I'd like to be able to go invisible." So I'm just trying to think of something that's not super cliche, I suppose. I watched an anime not too long ago, and I don't know what the translation is. It's something like my ability to do online shopping and something in a dungeon. It's some weird, long-winded Japanese translated name of an anime. And basically, there's this team of people, and they go out into the world, and they all have special powers, right? They get given these special powers, but the one guy's special power, the main character, he thinks is absolutely pointless, but I would love it. When he thinks of online shopping, a window pops up in front of his face, and he can press on anything he wants, and it just appears in front of him.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that's...
Like, instantly, and he can just do it as much as he wants. And I was just like, this has been so underutilised by this Japanese guy. Like, he's so annoyed that he hasn't got flight or super strength. I'm just like, that would do me. I would be, the amount of leads I get through at gigs, the amount of new guitars we'd have every week, like that, just for that alone, I think that would be me.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I ain't got a clue about these Japanese anime, whatever it may be, that you watch, Lewis. Mine would be probably either growing new body parts in case they got cut off, like Deadpool, for instance. Or there's a series I've been watching called Super Cell on Netflix. And there's one guy in there, and he literally can just think of somewhere and go to it. So just time travel back in time, in front, in the future, wherever he may want to go, and he just thinks of it, and he's there in a flash. I think
that's good.
That is very cool, right?
Yeah. That's very good.
Between the pair of you, you'd end up with if you could just grab hold of Lewis and take him away, and then he can do shopping on the way. Perfect. Yeah. Right, we're moving on now.
Yeah, so the next colour is brown. I need to do this one because this made me laugh.
Yeah.
Okay, so brown sounds like frown. What do you do to turn that frown upside down? What do you do to make you happy in life?
Obviously, we're doing a podcast which is designed around music, really. But as a kid, I wasn't in the right circle of friends. I wasn't ever supposed to do music from where I was from, if that makes sense. So music is my go-to. Music helped me, it saved me from going to a lot of places that I could have gone. So I just listen to music, really. The older I've got, the more taste I have, as in just don't reach out no more to look for different things. My son will say, "Dad, can I listen to my music because you just listen to depressing music?" But yeah, I just listen to music that reminds me of a time and a place. You know, that's what I love about music, is you can listen to a song, or you can hear a song you haven't heard for years, and it just takes you back to a memory, and you can't beat that, in my opinion. So that's me, really.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Obviously, for both of us, it's music.
You can't take mine. No.
That's go on. You need another one.
Goes without saying, but I love to cook. I love to cook food, good food. and I'm not a bad cook. I'm self-taught, but I like to pick different nationalities. Like I delved into Korean cooking for a bit, so then I learned a lot of Korean recipes and tried to do them and make the broths from scratch and hand cook my own noodles and all that sort of thing. So, and then I got into Spanish food, and then I got into, you know, go through phases of what food I want to make. So yeah, cooking. I love cooking for. If it's for myself, I don't mind it, but I love cooking for friends and family. I get something out of it. So yeah, outside of music, it's like cooking. I just love food and cooking, and I've recently turned veggie. So there you go.
Never be cooking for me again.
Oh well, I'll never cook for you. I'm full vegan.
God.
I'm sorry.
I know.
Well, yeah, I'm a shandy compared to you, and
I'm a hard-bred whiskey.
Right, so we've had red, yellow, green, brown, blue. What are you going for?
What song do you press play on when you're feeling blue? Ooh.
That's really good. Noise at the same time. That was wonderfully in unison.
Yeah,
do that.
yeah.
Ooh.
You just needed to harmonise a bit more, and then
yeah.
Oh man, that's.
Because sometimes I suppose it depends on how down you're feeling. Sometimes you want a song to pick you up, and sometimes you want to sit and wallow in your own self.
Yeah, and just cry to a song. Yeah, so.
This is such a hard question to ask musicians, you know.
Oh yeah.
Because
So
there's so
pick
many.
one of 3 billion music songs that you've heard in the last 30 years.
Okay, so I think I've got my two, and they're both blues songs. One is by Eric Clapton, and if I want to sit and cry, I'll play this one. Do nothing with my street cred here, not really.
No, it doesn't matter. You're just a poor guy around. So you're alright. You get away with it.
That's why I love him. Get away with it. Yeah, it'd be Eric Clapton, Tears in Heaven. And if it's like I want to pick myself up just a little bit, it's probably Texas Flood by Stevie Ray Vaughan, which is another guitar blues legend who's sadly not with us. But yeah.
We've gone bluesy. Kieran, what are you going for?
I won't go bluesy. I will go with a relatively new artist that I love that's come to my attention in the last 2-3 years. His name is Mackenzie Mackig. And basically any of his songs I think are brilliant, but he holds a special place to me because I actually got in with him and managed to get up on stage and surprise my wife-to-be and ask her to marry me at one of his gigs. So that's very nice. It's a nice memory of music. And my other song is probably Train, Drops of Jupiter.
Good choice.
Yeah.
That's some good choices. I feel like we've gone deep there.
Yeah, we have.
Should we go slightly less deep now?
Yeah, let's go.
Can we take silly questions and make, like...
No, I feel like we're getting to know you very well. So we're on to Pink now.
Yes. So, Pinky and the Brain was one of my favourite cartoons growing up. Absolute gem. What was your favourites growing up, or even now?
Ooh, this is a good one. I was always I'm a weird person, and I was really into really weird, strange cartoons as a kid, and like adult animations. Hang on a minute, let me finish.
PG, please.
Yeah, that were like probably not meant to be watched by children. Something to laugh to. There was one from like 2001, I think it was called Monkey Dust, and it was on BBC 3. And it was political.
I think I've seen.
Yes.
Yeah, it's like political satire, dark humour kind of thing. And I remember watching that literally as like a 9-year-old, thinking this is scary but also hilarious. I liked 2D TV. I liked, and as you said yourself, there was a lot of like duos in like children's comedy. Then it's like you got your typical ones like Cow and Chicken and Dexter's Lab with Dee Dee and Dexter.
Of course, Cat Dog, which was Cat Dog, which was
classic.
Little Cat Dog.
Yeah. Cow and Chicken.
Yeah.
Cow and Chicken was a good one.
Yeah.
Ren and Stimpy.
I actually like lots of. I love telly, man. I'm proper. Yeah, if I could get away with it, I would just sit home and watch telly all day.
Mine is probably I'm a Disney fanatic, by the way. I've got over about 50-60 Disney traditional figures. I'm just in the process of having a
leg sleeve.
Yeah, leg sleeve, and they are basically my favourite cartoon duos. So at the minute I've got Woody and Buzz, but my favourite cartoon probably is Tom and Jerry, because it's one of the first ones that.
Classic.
And I think
It's a classic.
What happens in Tom and Jerry is I think it's designed for everyone, because they don't actually really speak, do they, Tom and Jerry?
No.
So if you watch it and you can't speak or can't hear properly, you could actually watch it and you could still understand what's going on.
Yeah.
So I think that's quite deep in whoever created it.
It's difficult to do that with
Yeah,
with
exactly.
no
Yeah.
sort
With
of
speech,
speech.
text, or,
yeah.
Out of the two of you, who's Tom and who's Jerry?
Please don't hit each other with frying pans.
I don't know. I think we could both be either at times.
We shift. We shift through Tom and Jerry.
Yeah.
I think Kieran's more Thomas. I think that's you. So that's you go, Lewis. You get in. That's
Yeah, okay. I suppose.
Right, we're on to the last one. So we've had red, yellow, green, brown, blue, pink, and the last colour is black.
Yes.
Have we done it right?
You've done it correct. Yeah.
Yes.
We even had somebody clapping for us.
I was really nervous.
Amazing.
So this is a big question.
Okay.
It is.
Go for it.
The colour black can be associated with the dark, which many people are afraid of. But what scares you?
I know it is.
Well, you did know mine until like last year.
Nah, mate, I know yours.
See?
I know yours.
So
What was that one?
basically, I was always, since the age of like 20, 21, I went to Las Vegas, and on the way back from Las Vegas, the plane I was on, air pocket, and we literally instantly dropped 60 foot in the air. So like, it was off a film, everything hit the roof. I absolutely myself. And there's a map on a big plane if you've ever travelled far, and I literally was counting my fingertips to see how far we had to go until we got home. And then since then, I only ever travelled 4 hours maximum on the plane. I literally couldn't tap my foot the whole way, shake the chair. I was absolutely petrified. Last year I went away with a group of friends for one of my friends' 35th birthdays, and I had to fly home on my own. And it was an evening flight, and I wasn't looking forward to it at all. And just something changed in the flight. There weren't many people on the flight, and I never used to look out the window. And I thought, what, just have a look, treat yourself. And I looked out the window and I've seen all these lights, and then I've seen a massive space, and didn't have any turbulence, which was great, so that helps. But yeah, I'm all right now. I don't get scared. I don't panic myself. I don't think of a million ways that the plane's going to crash. So I'm absolutely all right now on the plane. Yeah,
I'm gutted.
I know. Yeah.
That feels really understandable though, because that sounds like my hands are uncomfortable even just hearing that story.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
It's like phobias and stuff are sort of illogical fears. They're stuff that, like, why would you be scared of that? But planes dropping out of the sky, it does occasionally happen.
Yeah.
But so it's not.
Safest way to travel.
It is
I'm
also
not
the
a good
safest way.
flyer either, so let's cut that right there.
Fine, I
Let's
love
go
it.
from one horrible fear to another.
Mine is heights. I'm absolutely terrified of heights. The highest I can do planes, which is really strange. So I feel like cut off from it. Like I don't feel like.
Yeah.
But it's if I'm at a height, in the real world. The highest I'll go is I go into my mum and dad's loft to help them move stuff and whatever. I get 4 steps up, and my legs are doing this, and the whole ladder is shaking. My dad's holding it, "You're right. You sure you're okay going up?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And I'm like this at the top, and but any type of height, anything over as tall as I am, I'm shaking. I went to Africa at the end of last year with my ex-partner, and there was a water park there with loads of slides and stuff, and she's like, let's go down a lot. In my head I just didn't connect the fact that you've got to go all the way up there to go down them. I was like, I'll go on these water slides, I'm not scared of water or nothing, right? So, and I got there and I looked up and I went, oh yeah, of course. and I just tried to be play it off it's fine. So I started climbing this first one, which is the second biggest one in there that she wanted to go straight on. I got like halfway up and I'm holding onto bars, like I'm like halfway to the floor, like slowly dragging myself across the floor just to get up there. I got onto the top. I don't know if you've ever seen Mr. Bean. Have you ever seen the scene when he goes and does the diving off the top board?
I was literally watching diving at the Olympics today, and it was the 10-metre board.
Yeah.
And I thought Mr. Bean.
Yeah. That was me.
Yeah.
That was literally me. I was the edge, and I literally did the walk of shame all the way back down.
You probably, the irony is you did the worst bit. You would have gone through the worst bit and then take yourself all the way back down the stairs.
Yeah.
Oh, bless you, without any of the fun of going down the side.
Oh man, just no, can't heights. No man.
Oh, well, I'm glad we've learned a little more about you and interrupted your snooker game. I think what we need to do is hear some music from you, and then we'll talk all about your music after this.
The Salopia Mixtape with Michaela Wild and Simon Berry. You can get your music heard at thesalopiamixtape.com.
You say we're not on the same wavelength. Off the rails, babe, this is just a train wreck. Stormy weather, feel we need a rain check. I've been smoking till I nearly turned brain dead. Playing Marvin, I heard you through the grapevine. Sick of calling, think I need some FaceTime. I just need to feel my hands on your waistline. In the spotlight, I think I got stage fright. I don't know your ghost, the sound I feel. I don't know your notes, so I play it by the ear. I don't know your ghost, the sound I feel. I don't know your notes, so I play it by the cleanse me. Inside a raindrop, hold me until the sun comes up and shake you. I think I'm brainwashed. I can see your face and hide inside each raindrop. Cleanse me inside a raindrop. Hold me until the sun comes up and shake you. I think I'm brainwashed. I can see your face and hide inside each raindrop. Looking through this lyric book, I'm so sick of these paper cuts. Can't count the times we were making love, like counting spots in a ladybug. All these feelings I could say to you after sex, that's a naked truth. Tears run like taps on tablespoons. I'll be going off the rails, this ain't Bakerloo. I was bleeding, but you never really noticed. My back's broken from the world on my shoulders. You take my breath away, just like COVID. You held all my truth, but never told it. I don't know your ghost, the sound I feel. I don't know your notes, so I play it by the ear. I don't know your ghost, the sound I feel.
So that was Raindrop by Loose Lips, who join us here on the Salopian mixtape. We have Kieran Hayes and Lewis Bates with us in a pool hall, which is cool, which is a great environment actually, because it's quite fun, it's quite lovely, and the music that we just heard there is really quite lovely as well. And I'm loving the piano. Sort of reverby piano, and then it building up and vocals. It was beautiful. Tell us about the song.
The creation of that song was probably no different to the vast majority of what we make in terms of how it come about. When we write, we sort of we don't sit down and go, okay, we're going to write about this. Yeah. This is the song we're going to make. This is the genre we're going to go for. This is what we want to say. We sit down in the studio, I pull an acoustic guitar out, and that's how it usually starts. Yeah. And then we'll start, I'll jam some chords, Key will start singing a few melodies. Oh, we like that, okay, cool, write the chords down. So we write the chords down. And Key will start, oh, I like that melody first. Remember that melody, okay, cool. So then we'll start humming the melody to the verse, and we'll start writing words to the melodies he's humming. So we'll start just tracking down these lyrics. Like Keel started writing the lyrics. I'll start going, I'll put this line there, or we'll change that line, or that makes more sense if we change this, or we add this word, or whatever. And then we get like a bones, kind of just like the bare bones of like a skeleton of a song. And then we plug in, pull loads of synths out, start programming.
This is where Lewis gets to go crazy.
Yeah, start programming some drums, start putting some piano down, programming strings.
And you have to say, whoa.
Yeah,
I take it away from the simplicity, right? We've got 100 things going on. We need to hear still this, and we need to hear this, and we need to hear this.
Yeah. Can we just take the 112th track off this, please?
Yeah. You know, so
Key definitely reins it in.
Definitely.
For the better. Yeah, I do get carried away.
No,
Is that the Tom and Jerry moment there?
Yeah, definitely.
But yeah, we both have a great working together, if you like. Yeah. We both exactly know what we want. Sometimes it takes more to hear and be like, actually no, we don't need that. You know, like a lot of the times we've made a song, we've listened to it, I've gone home, listened to the master through headphones, come back to jam next week and we're like, you know what, we don't need that in there, we don't need this in there. And then we take it away, remasters, and like sometimes that works, sometimes it's the other way, sometimes it's like, it needs some strings, it needs to think a bit, you know, to lift it. And I think that's just the beauty of working with Lewis and actually having Lewis that makes our music. A lot of people don't know that obviously Lewis is obviously the best part of music, but he is the brains behind it all. Like he sits there, he's the one that puts the hours in and mixes and masters it, and all that takes a hell of a different talent than just to getting up stage and playing music. Like,
I mean, we're here meeting you at the snooker hall because you're here socialising together, you're here with your dads playing a game, and obviously you've got a great relationship, which must be fantastic for the working relationship with your music. And it does seem like you can call each other out. It almost feels like you've got a bit of a brothers vibe going on.
Definitely.
We are brothers, man. Kieran was the best man at my wedding.
Yeah.
I'm the godfather to his son.
Yeah.
For example, family events, like it was my dad's birthday on the weekend. We had a big garden called Trev Stock. My dad's called Trev. We do something called Trev Stock every year.
Nice.
And we put about 4 or 5 acts on. I sort all the PA and everything out for it. Some lights. My sister makes banners and wristbands and mittens.
Oh,
tickets.
that's nice.
We make
stickers,
posters with all the acts on and stuff. And we put it on. And me and Key used to play there every year. But like Key's family comes, you know, his missus comes, kids come, Key's dad and his missus come, and my family's there, and we all just. It's just like one big family now, and that's just the way it's been for a long, long time, isn't it? Really, like we do everything together. We've seen the best and the worst of life together, haven't we? Really.
Yeah.
And
ups and downs and everything.
Yeah, man. And we've never fell out. We've never once have we fell out, or I can barely remember ever even having a crossword with each other.
Never really had an argument. No.
Well, I think it's because we know each other inside out. You know what I'm going to do before I do it. You know what I'm going to say. You finish my sentences. Do you know what I mean? Like we are brothers. Like really, it's not. It's more than. I'm He probably tell you the same, but I definitely can say, like, I've never had a friend like Kieran.
No,
There isn't another friend like Kieran for me. Like, it's just, that's the way it is, and that's the beautiful thing of playing together. Like, the 15 years we've been playing together, we always say it's the longest relationship either of us have ever had. Like, you know what I mean? So it's, yeah.
But it leads to that kind of instinctive thing on stage to watch you perform as in a live duo.
Yeah.
You just get each other. There's no moments of, oh, what's going to happen next. You seem to have that being able to communicate without words.
Yeah.
And that sort of telepathic.
Yeah.
100%, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, if I know if he's going to extend, like, a verse by 4 bars, he doesn't tell me he's going to extend the verse. But sometimes he'll tell me by hearing his phrasing of how he ends a line, or how he steps back, or I just know what he's going to do. He does exactly the same to me.
Yeah.
And it does, and it takes time to do. Like, some people never get that, even after years and years and years. I've played in other bands for years before. I was in a band called The Oats, played together for like 6-7 years. I never had that. Do you know what I mean? But me and Key do have that. We're lucky. We're lucky, really.
Yeah, we are very lucky.
Very lucky.
I was going to say, could you train that? But I think it's just about having that chemistry as friends.
Yeah, even though it's put in, it's hard to. You can be very well rehearsed for sure.
Yeah.
But as soon as you divert from that what you've rehearsed, it usually goes all wrong. But me and Key can just go, I'll just extend the solo by 32 bars and he knows exactly where to come in, you know, because I get carried away and he knows where to come in. Or Key goes, oh, I'm not going to have that part in here, but I'll know when to change to the chord, you know, like.
Yeah.
But we don't even have to give a nod, we don't have to say, change here, mate. Like, it's just, we're still in the moment, like.
I've got to ask you, because you've been performing around Shropshire, particularly performing in Telford for many, many years. You know the scene very well. As live musicians, how have you seen the music scene around Telford in particular kind of change and grow over the years?
Well, when we first started, we both used to live in Little Dawley, and there was only 2 pubs in Little Dawley. So we literally used to have, it's basically like tug of war. So one week we'd play at the Red Lion, and I mean, you could throw a stone from one to the other. And the next week we'd play at the Unicorn, and then it was just like, where are you playing this week? And then you literally get the people from one pub come to watch at the other pub and vice versa. And that's how we started. And then we sort of grew our wings a bit, and we just like started playing out of Little Dawley. It was like, whoa, what's going on here? We shouldn't play here.
There are other venues beyond Little Dawley. What?
We're being disloyal to the town. Everyone's like, why aren't you playing in the pub today? I'm like, oh, I'm really sorry.
We got offended. Outside Little Dawley, yeah.
And then,
How dare you?
Straight to Oakengates without telling us.
it just got surreal, because we got like a gig in Birmingham and Wolverhampton, and I remember we went down to
My goodness,
Reading
get beyond the county.
literally Liverpool, and we started going round to the UK, and I used to love it, because you used to get up and sound check and you'd see people thinking they sound like from the farm or something. These people always say, where are you from? You say Shropshire. So, do you live on a farm? Because apparently we sound like farmers. And like, no, we don't. But you'd see people, I'll get another drink, so I want to see what they're going to be like. And I used to love that. I used to have that and be like, we have got now the opportunity, the chance to prove ourselves to these people, to make them stay. And that's what I used to love about going to play outside of where we was from, because we'd grown sort of in Telford and Shropshire and Shrewsbury and surrounding areas, which was really nice. But like, to get the opportunity to win a crowd, I think that's something that you've either got or you haven't. Do you know what I mean? And it's really special when you make that happen. We played Farmer Phil's Festival in 2011. And Lewis is an aggressive person, he's not. The sound guy was quite unprofessional. He got very drunk while he was there. Lewis was getting his hair off him a bit because he wouldn't tune the guitar properly and that. So Lewis unplugged his guitar, comes stood at the front of the stage, and he says, really sorry, we can't play amplified. If we'd like to listen to our set, we're just going to do unplugged, totally acoustic. And this moment literally will stay with me forever. We'd only been playing together for just over a year at this point. And the people just literally sat down across the length.
About 800 people.
There's like phenomenal amount of people in there. I absolutely, crap myself. But they're going to like sit here and listen to us now. We got no mics, we got nothing. And it's one of the best sets I've ever played in my life. It's just like people who sit there and just appreciate you for half hour, 40 minutes. Get to play your own music. There's no better feeling than that, really. Because 9 times out of 10 the gigs we do play, it's 70% of cover songs, because that's what people want to hear, because they don't know your music. So you throw your own music in the mix. Like we normally play between 36 and 40 songs on a gig night. Out of them 36 and 40 songs, we only play 6 of our own songs. Going back, we've got 26 songs out there that people can listen to. We've probably got 40, 50 that haven't been,
released.
Altogether that haven't been released. So it's hard. It is a hard time sometimes, and you just feel like we make all these songs ourselves, but no one really knows.
Even when you're doing good gigs and you're gigging regular, or you're playing a lot of shows to covers or 40th birthdays or weddings or private events and stuff, which we do as well. Although that's good, and although that earns money, and although that gets you gigging and busy on the weekends and stuff, you do sometimes feel undervalued or underappreciated when it comes to the artistic side to what you do. Because you can be of a certain level, be even just decent, and be well rehearsed enough to do a good set. But to write good music is a skill of its own. You can be... I know people who aren't even the best musicians, but they're fantastic writers. If you go back to the days of punk and punk movements, some of the worst guitarists you'll ever hear in your life.
Cool.
But if you listen to the Undertones and listen to Ever Fallen in Love or Teenage Kicks, fantastic 3-chord songs, but they're fantastic. The early Beatles stuff, 3-chord songs, some of the best rock and roll you ever hear in your life. Best writers in the world. Really simple guitar, really simple music. And the point is that it is a skill of its own. Writing, composition, structuring a song, not just writing but actually structuring it properly, and then when it comes down to recording it, producing it, when we've got ideas and putting ideas together, I'm lucky that I've worked with we have worked with other artists, like we've done stuff with Century, we've done stuff with people outside of Telford as well, and different things. We're lucky that we've worked with good artists who know how to write music and know how to structure things, but you do feel sometimes that kind of slightly, it's great like you guys and I don't know whether we could talk about the old station.
The other place.
The other place.
The other place. We refer to it as the other.
Yes.
The other place. We was well supported, and we will always be thankful and grateful of that. And that's when you do feel valued. People are taking the time to appreciate the time we take out to, and the thing is as well, it's people think you do it because you want to be famous, or you want to make loads of money, or you want to do this, or you want to do that. Me and Kieran have been doing this since we used to walk from Dorley to town centre once a week on a Thursday to try and pay through the tannoy system, and used to bus under the underpass. And we were doing that for no money, do you know what I mean? And we were doing that for years, and that's because we love it. There's no other reason, is there? Although it's a bonus that we get a bit of money now, and we get gigs now, we do get bookings and we do get weddings. If we didn't, we'd still be doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
100%.
What next for you guys then? Is that a massive question?
A lot more of the same, really, I suppose. I don't know.
Like Lewis just said, we do it because we love to do it. We're passionate about it, and we always have been. We've been quite fortunate to play with celebrities, if you like. Been on the stage with some of the best over the years. When I first started out, the only thing I ever wanted to be known for was a singer in my hometown, and I wanted a live lounge, right? The only two things. I own every live lounge album there possibly is, right? I said to Lewis, we need to do a live lounge song where it's 2 covers that go into one without a break, and we did one of them many years ago. If you come to our gigs, I always say that. I say this is our live lounge. I asked Lewis years ago when I was 19, I had a dream and I wanted to be a live lounge artist. I haven't got there yet. I've still got the dream, and I think that's very important to have a dream, whatever it may be. If you don't wake in the morning and you don't long for something, you don't dream for something, I don't think there's much point, I really don't. I've got 2 children, I go to work every day, I've got a normal job, but when I go out and I gig at the weekends, I just feel something else. I'm just I just switch off and I go to this person that sings for Loose Lips. I don't even call myself Kieran when I'm there. Do you know what I mean? I just in this big bubble, and it's always protected me. It's always made me happy for them years. So I never want it to go anywhere. I never want it to pop. Never want it to stop either. But if anything can come of it more than what we do, then that's brilliant. But if anything didn't, then so be it, because we love it for what it is,
Now, we've got one more thing we kind of need to discuss with you, but before we do that, I think we need to hear another track. So let's hear some music from Bridie.
In the 1-2, being talked to like an interview, like how you feeling, are you breathing, doing what I told you, I know you're staring at the ceiling, pop champagne, celebrating, money in your pocket, yeah, going on vacation, yeah, going on vacation, yeah. Ain't no princess dreaming if the princess run away, he's not controlling, that's just some he wants to say, and you've been talking over him, too busy playing games, yeah, playing mind games, yeah, get this away, boys cry too in the 1-2, being talked to like an interview, like how you feeling, are you breathing, doing what I told you, I know you're staring at the ceiling, pop champagne, celebrating, money in your pocket, yeah, going on vacation, yeah, going on vacation, yeah. You've been watching too much, it's giving me the creeps, you only be caring when you two under the sheets, you been talking so much, this boy wants to be free, yeah, looking for true love, and you don't have the key. Cry too in the 1-2, being talked to like an interview, like how you feeling, are you breathing, doing what I told you, I know you're staring at the ceiling, pop champagne, celebrating, money in your pocket, yeah, going on vacation, yeah, going on vacation, yeah. Boys cry too in the 1-2, being talked to like an interview, like how you feeling, are you breathing, doing what I told you, I know you're staring at the ceiling, pop champagne, celebrating, money in your pocket, yeah, going on vacation, yeah, going on vacation, yeah.
Yo. Trip on the track like a runner has fallen. My mind is so messy, but she ain't boning. She says that she hates me, so why is she calling? I'll beat it tonight and I'm gone by the morning. Drinking to death, ain't got time for the memories. I just erased you with bottles of Hennessy. Funny how lovers can turn into enemies. Stop what you're telling me, might catch a felony. When we beat, she want me sing to her. More than sex, I got a thing for her. I could never buy a ring for her, but I'll go and do a ting for her. Ka-ka-ka, you smell like piff and lavender. Got girl, but she wants me to ravage her. Blow that back and do it savage her. This B is a baddie. She let me go ski on the valley. Bubble butt, she got a fatty. Got me catty. She's calling me pappy, she's calling me daddy. She's blowing some Cali, I'm sipping a Maggie. She said she can't wait till we get home. Now she's on her knees in the alley. Boss it down, throw it back. Oh lord, so gas. 10-10 cat like Doja. Game clear, that's no chat. Hate when you stay, hate when you leave. Magic the wrist, got some tricks on my sleeve. Hate when you stay, hate when you leave. Magic the wrist, got some tricks on my
Cry too in the 1-2, being talked to like an interview, like how you feeling, are you breathing, doing what I told you, I know you're staring at the ceiling, pop champagne, celebrating, money in your pocket, yeah, going on vacation, yeah, going on vacation, yeah. Boys cry too in the 1-2, being talked to like an interview, like how you feeling, are you breathing, doing what I told you, I know you're staring at the ceiling, pop champagne, celebrating, money in your pocket, yeah, going on vacation, yeah, going on vacation, yeah.
You're listening to the Salopian mixtape, and we are in conversation with the lovely Loose Lips, and you've just heard Bridie, fabulous tune. We have played that before, haven't we? Because she was performing at Parklands Festival about a month ago, alongside one half of Loose Lips, because one of you's got a secret, not so secret identity of LP Trip. Lewis, tell us more.
So it all started about 13 years ago, 13 years ago. I'd always rapped and stuff like that from like a much younger age, and I'd always made beats. I wouldn't say a producer, but I made beats from so it all started. There was a cereal box, and remember when cereal boxes used to have CDs on the front?
Yeah.
And there was like the Kellogg's game with Tony the Tiger and all. Well, this one year there was one. It was a demo, and you could collect them for a piece of software called EJ.
Dan CJ was the absolute
CJ.
one.
Yeah.
I loved Dan CJ.
I respect you so much more. I respected you anyway, but now even more that you know what EJ is.
I might still have an old laptop with a CD-ROM somewhere. It was quite literally the best thing ever.
Yeah. So I got the demo of that, and I knew at this point I didn't play any instruments, but I just fell in love with, like, I was just experimenting with sounds and dragging things across. They're very basic, but I was just like, well, what's going on? My uncle growing up owned a studio, and I remember sitting in there playing with all the analog gear, not having a clue what it did, but just being fascinated that when I turn this knob, this sound changes. And he used to let me go in there and play with stuff. And then got a little older, and about a year or so after having that demo, my mum and dad bought me the full version of it, and I was like just trying to make beats and stuff, not knowing what I was doing really. And then when I turned like 11, I started playing guitar. By the time I was 12, I said there's more to it than guitar. I want to play guitar, but like I want to learn how it all works. I want to learn how things get recorded and how you change sounds and how you use analog gear and how, like, I started just really researching it all with the help of my dad, with the help of my uncle. By the time I was 13, I had my first interface. Just as interfaces would be like a thing. Because before that, my dad had a Boss BR 1600, which is an old analog 8-track recorder, which I used to mess about with and record demos with. And I bought this little interface, and it was called a Line 6 UX1, and it was like a little one-channel thing that was plastic and crap and horrible and noisy and awful. And I just learnt to record, and I learnt to record properly, and I started to learn to mix and what a compressor was and how it works and what ratio is and how you EQ things and frequency and banding. And so I started learning these things at like the age of 13, and then teaching myself. Went through school, and at that point, 13, I'm dyslexic, I'm dyspraxic, I'm autistic, I have ADD, I have seizures, and I was doing really, really poorly at school. I was switched off from it, I wasn't interested, I was told I was lazy, and I weren't interested, and I weren't good enough, and whatever. And I said, okay, cool, that's fine, I don't want to do it anyway. I'm not interested in maths, I'm not interested in English. I wish I was, but I wasn't. And I said, all I want to do is music. I want to be a producer by the time I was like 13. And then I left school. I said, I'm going to go to college. And they said, oh, we won't take you. I said, why? You've got no GCSEs. I left school with no GCSEs. And they said, okay, well, come and do a practical exam for us. I did a practical exam. Said, okay, well, we'll take you, but you've got to do English and maths alongside. So I started college, did that. I think I ever went to 1 or 2 lessons of English and maths. For some reason, they let me stay. I managed to get really good marks, completed all that, went on, did a higher course at the end of 3 years, did all that. And then by the time I finished that, turned 19, on Stafford Park 4, I opened my first recording studio with the help of the council, called Dead Scruff Productions, or Dead Scruff Studios. And I worked with a lot of I just wanted to work with local artists. And at the time, there was bands around, but like it was all rappers, solo singers. That world was kind of coming through. So I was trying to help those people, tried to start a label. It all fell through. It all went wrong. I didn't know how to run a business. So I had that studio for about 3 years. It all went wrong, all fell through. And I started working from home and said, don't need a studio. I'm going to work from home. I'm going to hone my craft over the next few years. I'm not going to record anyone. I just want to master what I do. And I've really tried to just like hone what I did. And then literally, I would have bet 6-7 years ago, I decided I was going to start recording other people again. And I started making connections with like local artists, local rappers, local people. In the whole meantime, I was still recording stuff me and Key did and releasing singles and stuff. And I met Senshi, and I was already mates Trademark, so I started recording Trademark stuff. I met Lordy, I started recording his stuff, working with him. I met Bridie, I met Miss Inks, I met Mercs, I met Omen, I met SK, I met lots and lots more people. And just started getting really passionate about the local music scene and what the talent that is in Telford. And I was overwhelmed, to be honest, with how much of it there was and is. And that was my journey as LP chipping as producer. But through doing that, I think I neglected my own artistic development. Not when it came to Loose Lips, but like releasing my own music. I'd occasionally do like a little feature, like you heard on the song earlier, with Bridie. But yeah, I decided I took a bit of a break last year, towards like last half last year, and most of this year, from production and stuff like that. but I have decided that I'm just about ready to start producing for the people again now. So as of like literally the 15th of this month, I'm going to be producing some of the artists you've already heard on the show before and stuff. But I'm going to be working with less people though, because I used to be working with like just over 40 artists regularly.
Wow.
And it got to a point where I didn't feel like I could give them the best of me on their track, and I couldn't give them justice, because I couldn't give each project the time it deserved. So I felt like I was almost rushing projects. So yeah, I've literally got a handful of artists now that I'm going to be working with, but they're all local artists, all artists you will have heard that I think are the most hardworking, the most deserving, the most, so you'll hear new productions from that coming out this year. And me and Kieran also working on new stuff too. We've got a load of new gear and new sounds and new things that are happening that are exciting as well. We won't say too much about that, but we've got a drummer lined up called Bridie. We don't have to pay him.
No,
he doesn't get too drunk.
No, get drunk. No.
And he's also electronic.
He's only little. He's only a little guy.
He's a little box. So,
sitting back.
There's things happening, yeah, man. So.
That took my brain a moment to catch up to what you were saying. I'm with you.
Thinking of a teetotal Buddhist drummer for you. Yeah.
I mean, he was available.
Yeah. Buddy, if you're available, if you're out there, if you're real, then get in touch.
If you're a Buddhist, if you're teetotal.
Although Buddhist, didn't you have Trappist monks making really good beer?
Yeah.
Anyway, I digress. Yeah. Anyway, great guys, thank you so much. I wish you the very best with everything that.
Thank you very much for having us.
Yeah, cheers. Thank you.
I think from everything that we've learned about you both is that you are just massive music fans and want to celebrate the joy that is music, which is exactly what we are aiming for. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Very, very much. Thank you.
The Salopia Mixtape with Michaela Wilde and Simon Berry. You can get your music heard at the salopiamixtape.com.
Thank you once again to Loose Lips, Kieran and Lewis for meeting us here at BallPoint Snooker Hall in Oakengates.
Yes, it is Oakengates. You're looking confused. That is where we are right now. Do you know what?
So we had to come through St George's to get here. No, it's fine. Go on.
I could have carried on talking to them for about 3 days.
Yeah.
I feel like there was more to find out. It's nice to be in that position where you go, I know stuff, but I feel like there's even more that I can find out about you guys.
I'm learning things.
Yeah.
I've known about you guys for over a decade. This is incredible.
And they've kind of enlightened us that there is more exciting stuff on the way as well. So watch this space with Loose Lips as a duo and with work from LP Trip, also known as Lewis Bates. So they are just, very, very lovely blokes and very exciting in the music world. Someone else who's very exciting is this lady.
Heidi Browne. This is a brand new song from Heidi Browne and it is a banger. It is a little bit of a deviation from her usual path in terms of style of genre, but it's incredible. It's really, really good. It gives me Sophie Ellis-Bextor vibes. I'll let you listen to it and make your mind up. This is Heidi Browne, Never Forget You.
Now all your friends
Heidi Browne, and Never Forget You, collaborating with Dan James Short on this track, bringing kind of the electronic side of things. And I have known Heidi for many years.
Yeah.
I know the full Heidi Browne back catalogue. I've listened to all of her albums and performed some of it live with her as backing vocals. And I messaged her after she'd sent this to us and just said to her that this genre just works so well for her. Her voice sounds unbelievable, especially towards the end. There's something about the tone of her voice that just it's almost made for this genre. Also, this
fits like a glove.
It does, and lyrically it's a beautiful tune. It's about loss and grief, but also in kind of this kind of joyous, euphoric, beautiful way. Absolutely sensational tune, and I'm going to say that. And she's written and released amazing music over the years. This is my favourite song that she's ever released. I think this is absolutely perfection. It's absolute perfection, is what I'm going to say.
That is a Michaela Wild endorsement and a half.
2 thumbs up.
two thumbs fresh.
I listened to it like twice in a row.
Wow.
When I first heard it, I was like, I need to listen to it again because I enjoyed it so much.
Wow. Well, she's got a couple of gigs coming up, and by the time you are hearing this, you will be able to go see her at Turnhill Hall Vintage Car Rally, 14th of August, Amersham Mad Squirrel, 23rd of August, or Brighton Shrewsbury Arms, 30th of August, Nomad Wines Audlam, 31st of August, 1st of September, Dysart Arms, Bunbury.
Oh,
there we go.
Quite a list. She's keeping busy with the live music.
Did you see the map of where she was going on her tour? Because if you haven't listened back to our conversation with Heidi Browne, you can always go back. Go to thesalopianmixtape.com, listen to our back catalogue of episodes. There's loads of brilliant music, loads of interesting guests. Heidi was one of them, and her tour took her right the way up to the hilly heights of somewhere in the middle of Scotland somewhere. It was a very long and fun tour of the UK, I think I could say.
Here, there and everywhere. She's definitely an artist to keep your eye on. And do you know what? We haven't mentioned this at all this episode, and we've got to say it, that we want to hear your music. We want to hear the music of anybody that you know that's making music, and the only criteria is that they are from Shropshire. That is literally the only thing. If it is music, we will listen to it. If it's made in Shropshire, I'm sure we're going to love it. And if we think it's good, of any genre, of any styling, of any setup, of any kind of, I suppose, equipment level, you could be kind of producing basically at home, or maybe you're going into the studio, you know, with a big band setup, whatever it is, send it to us, because if it's good, we will darn well play it.
And just like Lewis Bates said earlier, LP Trip, good music comes from good writers. It doesn't, even you look back at the early Beatles stuff at 3 Chord Wonders, it doesn't have to be perfect. If it's good writing, we will spot it, don't you fret. So go to thesalopianmixtape.com, and while you're there, you can befriend us on all good and bad social media platforms, and we will, we're there on everything. The Salopian Mixtape, very easy to find, because if you search in any browser for the Salopian Mixtape, we are front and centre, we are right there. You will find us and go and be our friends.
You'll also be able to see a little video of us having a conversation with Kieran and Lewis right here at BallPoint in Oakengates, and you can see some of the humongous snooker tables behind them.
Yeah, and also the fruity behind me. Thank you very much for listening. Join us again next week for more brilliant music made right here in Shropshire.
The Salopian Mixtape with Simon Berry and Michaela Wild, bringing you Shropshire's best new music. You can get your music heard at thesalopianmixtape.com.